Do any of you remember the movie Sky High? It was a 2005 Disney film, and it was a superhero coming of age film. It starred Kurt Russell and Kelly Preston, the late Kelly Preston, who is the late wife of John Travolta, who is well known for his role as playing Danny Zuko in Grease. Like I said before, this is a coming-of-age superhero film, things of that nature. I understand movies are mere muses of entertainment. They're not supposed to be taken seriously. I understand movies aren't supposed to be, there's nothing logical or rational about movies. There's nothing particular about it. They're not meant to be taken seriously. It's just, there's this one part that just makes me a little bit confused. You can't help but wonder in the sense of reality. Those of you that do not know, Sky High, like I said, is a coming-of-age superhero film. Kurt Russell and Kelly Preston starred as the power couple, well-known superheroes, Commander and Jetstream, if I remember correctly. Jetstream was Kelly Preston's character. She had the gift of flight. The Commander was strength. He was all muscle. They were husband and wife, and they had a kid named Will. A lot of pressure was on Will because everyone knew Will Stronghold. There you go. Will Stronghold, the character. I don't know the young man who played him, but Will Stronghold. They were the Stronghold family of real estate, things like that. There was a lot of pressure on Will because he was a Stronghold, and everyone presumed that he would have either or of his parents' abilities. In this school, for example, if you guys know the school that was behind the show Fame, you had to audition. You couldn't just go to the school just to go to school. You had to audition. In this school, you had to, it was like an audition, but it's called hero placement. You had to, it was hero placement. Hero, and it went by your powers. So if your powers were not impressive, you were a sidekick. If your powers were impressive, they were awesome, like controlling fire, or able to copy yourself and multiple stuff. Or if you were to shapeshift into different animals, maybe even be telekinetic, you were a hero. You were put in hero placement. You were put as a hero. That's how it went. Will, unfortunately, didn't make the cut because he has no powers. As the movie continued, it is then later found out that the reason why he has no powers is because in the movie's mythology and its folklore, it is more likely for a person to have one super, that's what they call it. So you had one super and one ordinary parent for them to have a child to have powers. But if a superhero and a superhero was to have a child together, the child will never get their powers. Which I found that strange, because you would think there were more chances to have the child not be able to have a 50-50 chance with, one ordinary parent and one super parent. So you would think the chances would be 50-50. You would also think that when both super parents have a child, they are most likely to have powers, whether or not whether it's one of the parents' powers or both of the parents' powers. You would think that. Because in reality, it's like that. But in the movie, it's not like that. I think they did that to make him more relatable. Because there's a bus driver who works for Sky High, and he is a normal. He does not have any powers. When, of course, like anyone, when Will finds out it's a bummer. I will never have my powers. I would always be a sidekick, and I have failed to make my father proud and my mother happy. In the end, he does get his powers. He happens to get both the strength of his father and the flight of his mother, which is crazy because that happens in the end. But yeah, it's a coming of age story. It turns out he was a late bloomer because he does get his powers. Basically, when he starts being hunted down by the son of the father, what was it? The son whose father is put in jail because his father put that kid's father in jail. They start to go at it, and eventually they become friends. War and Peace, he is a pyrokinetic. He can control fire. And that's when Will finds his power, because when his friends are in trouble trying to, protect him, Warren tries to do something, and Will's like, oh, hell no. Picks up, like he goes, leave him alone. And he manages to pick up the table with Warren on it and throw it. He's like, you're strong. I'm strong? You're super strong. I'm strong. He has his powers. And of course, they're ecstatic. Now, the mom's like, Mom, do you know how to use your powers? And the father's ecstatic. The father is ecstatic because it took so much of Will to come out to his father and go, I will never be a hero, Dad. You're going to have to accept it. And honestly, I'm proud of it, And to go from sidekick to like 0 to hero is just crazy. The whole late bloomer thing and stuff like that. I know it's a kid's movie, and I'm an adult now. I watched the heck out of that movie numerous of times. It was just a good movie. I'm a bit older now, so yeah, I'm gonna dissect the things a little bit now because I have a new perspective, but it's still an enjoyable movie. If you haven't seen Sky High, go ahead, watch it. Let me know what you think. It's a kid movie. What can you do? It's a kid movie. What do you expect? It is what it is. But like I said, in reality, you would think having 2 super parents, you're more likely to have your powers, whereas having one parent who's normal, another parent that's super, it goes either or. But like I said, in the movie, the writers were trying to make the character relatable towards people who were watching it. They succeeded, just a tad bit differently with the mythology. So, check it out. Watch it for the heck of it. It might be on Disney Plus. I don't know. I own the movie, but it might be on YouTube for free. I don't know. That I have no idea. But check it out. Check it out. It's called Sky High. It was back in 2005, I believe. And yeah, check it out. Be safe.